first got involved with Child and Family Services as a photographer. And I was hired to photograph the group homes that Child and Family serviced. While I was shooting, I got interested in volunteering, so I put together a group of women and we adopted the home that Kydell lived in.
I got involved with Child and Family back in 2008. I came to Salve Regina University by ways of Bristol, Connecticut. I was going to study administration of justice or some type of business administration. I didn't really know what I was going to do. But our football coach, Chris Robertson, got us involved with Child and Family, and we volunteered at two houses, the Maple home and the Trout home.
Child and Family was started by a group of women with means. They took notice of an increase of children begging in the streets of downtown Newport immediately following the Civil War. These women really went out of their way to create a home for starting with 5 children. They leveraged the resources of the community and got people involved, doctors, seamstresses, bakers, farmers, and all these people came together and contributed to make this orphanage as home-like as possible for the children that were there.
The needs of kids and families have changed. They've changed a lot in 150 years. Right now, the needs of families are so much more driven by the economy, substance abuse, domestic violence. As our conference in partnership with Chapin Hall and the Department of Children and Families this past year in Providence did such a great job of highlighting or illuminating. We've got some really important work to do here in Rhode Island, and a state like this, we have such a great opportunity to innovate and improve outcomes for kids and families.
Working out the strategy for succeeding is one that the courts and the legislature and everybody else has to be around the table, because this is not a slam dunk. It's the right approach, but there's little evidence of how to do it right, and that's what you need to be able to build here so that you wake up one day and you can say with confidence that youth are well served by the strategy that you're putting forward.
I think I was 17 at the time. I was just going to help out. I didn't really know the backstory of what Child and Family does, who they were, so I was just going there to be a positive light in their lives.
A year later, Kydell came up for adoption. Our time as volunteers was up, so to speak. Denise, who was the house manager at the time, asked me if I would think about adopting Kydell. Kind of threw me for a loop. I have 2 teenage kids at the time and wasn't really thinking about adopting, but I mentioned it to my husband Jim, and he had been thinking about adopting, and we hadn't really talked about it yet.
One of the real unique strengths of Child and Family is that we do have such a history and legacy of both volunteers, donors, board members who really believe in the mission and are part of it, board members who have literally been associated and supportive of this organization for decades.
I just put my hands on my hips and say, look at all the work we do, and it's not getting better. It will be here with us forever, that people will have a bumpy road at some point, and why should they suffer? Why, when you can get a little bit of help, should you suffer?
Child and Family is grateful to you, Jim, and to your amazing example. And I am more than proud, on behalf of the board, to present you with the Philanthropist of the Year.
As you've probably heard, our concern is the people in their community should take care of the people in the community. I can tell you, over the years, the thing that impressed me was the staff, the employees there. It wasn't like a job, so to speak, for them.
And I think the daycare center, I love to go through that. It feels so good about the way those children are looked after.
One of the roles that teachers have that they don't even realize is that they're empowering children to have a voice, and we're empowering their parents to support that voice. Gone are the days when the teacher stands at the front of the class and says, you will do this, this, and this. We all know there's really important milestones that children need to learn and grow from. Today, the children have to have a say in how it's done and how teachers are meeting their individualized needs. And I think that my staff, they do an amazing job of that.
They have programs to support the elderly, for example, so that the elderly, in many cases, can stay at home longer. And we have volunteers go down there, for example. It would spend maybe a day or two a week, all afternoon with the elderly person, take them shopping, or go shopping for them. I witnessed the agency to grow tremendously in the services that they provided. I mean, the whole group home program, as I say, wasn't one, and we started it.
We would like for them to be is, kind of a home away from home. A lot of our kids have been removed from unfortunate circumstances when we talk about abuse or neglect. So there are counselors there. They're there to be positive role models. They're there to help the kids develop skills. I've had kids, 8-year-olds, who don't know how to brush their teeth or don't know how to tie their shoes, and it's teaching those things that they never got to learn.
Fundraising is very, very difficult. I don't know how to get people to give to human services, but it is so necessary to do it. It's what makes your community healthy and strong and frankly safe.
And these children that come into our care, abused, neglected, forgotten, discarded, unwanted, and traumatized. They need to know that no matter what happens, there are good people in this world. Good people that will fight for them, good people that will care for them, good people that will be kind to them, and good people that will support them even when they feel they cannot support themselves. These children need people who believe in them, and I am one of those people.
If you think about Sandpipers, we can go back to our beginnings, the agency's beginnings as the home for friendless children and the orphanage, and seeing how times have changed and how families have changed. But one thing that stays constant is the need for people of all ages and stages to embrace one another and work together to provide children and families with the skills they need to grow and learn and become the best they can be.
When I first came here, I liked it. I liked moving in. I was proud to be moving into a family. I knew what was going on, so I was really excited.
Christmas Eve was his first overnight.
It was crazy.
He was so excited about Christmas, and it was his first sleepover with us. It was nice to have a little guy in the house again over Christmas. And it's really about giving someone an opportunity to thrive. And hopefully, I saw that Kydell had that potential, and all I had to do was give him an opportunity. I didn't have to do anything else but give him an opportunity to thrive. And if you have one little bit of something you can share with somebody like that, then you should do it. Because it comes back twofold. I'm keeping him. Right?
Yep.
It's whether he'll keep me now. Yeah, it's good.